Welcome to Have a Happy Arty Time. My name's Janette, and this is video number 1 in a series that I'm going to be doing on pastels with the Gelli Plate. I'll be showing you some different techniques as we go through the videos. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's begin. Okay, so I've got my Gelli Plate here, and I've got a little border that I want to actually use on the Gelli Plate this time. So it's just cut out of an old calendar. It's a little bit thicker. And what I'm going to do, I've got my line drawings all here. They're available to you, as you know. Just email me, the link's in the description, and I can send those to you. So I'm just going to be using my pastel to go around the outline of this, as well as to colour some of the areas in, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's enough of the black. So I'm going to put that down. Get a little bit of green to go in these leaves. Just put that in there. So now I'm putting green in the flower, but that's okay because I do intend to use some acrylic paint, so I'll be able to paint over that mistake. A little bit alongside there. And I know I want to put some green in the center and to get some pink. And I'll leave that little one because I'm going to paint over him. Okay, so here we have our drawing. I'm going to place it down inside of here, just roughly, nothing perfect. Give that a nice press. And when we lift this up, our pastel should be down, yes, on the Gelli Plate. Wonderful. Now just put this aside. I can keep reusing this. Just go over it, reuse it. So for this one now, I'm going to add some paint, some acrylic paints on top because I want to get an actual brighter petal going. So I've got a few pinks there. So I'm just going to take my paintbrush and paint a little bit of colour in on here. I may have to do this little one here on the actual print itself after I've pulled it because I used the wrong colour, and we'll see how that one goes there. So I'm going to add a brighter pink now, and we can put all our highlights and things on after. Okay, we'll let that dry. I'm using the Montmartre pouring paints here. They're nice, they stay open for a while. They're a little chalky, which I really enjoy for this with the pastel. So just putting on some of the green. Okay, and we will let that dry. Now, whilst that's drying, I've cut out a couple of little stencils out of this same cardstock here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of blue on this because I'm going to pull the print with a lighter blue, so I'm wanting to use a darker blue here. A little bit on my paintbrush, so I'm just wanting this light in the background here. Lift that off, and if it's too dark, which that probably is, I'm just going to give a light press on that. So I just want a very, very soft hint of these. There we go, that's given the background some interest. So letting that dry. Okay, so just putting on some paint for our background now to pull this print. So that's a light coat. I'm going to pull this off now. Grab my paper. And with this one, I'm going to place my heavy book on it for a moment, just to ensure I can pull this up without leaving anything behind on that jelly plate. And I'll just get this. I'm going to make some little squares here by simply rolling over the top, pulling out what I can. A little bit of bright pink to this one, a little bit of pale pink. And for this one, I think I'll just turn it upside down and use the jelly plate like a stamp to just see if that'll sit the weight on there for a moment. Okay, so I haven't got a lot of time this morning, so I'm going to pull that off and see if we're able to pull this print. So just beautiful, exactly what I wanted. Now it looks a little flat. Our top layer, of course, is our pastel and a little bit of acrylic paint on the back. Now the reason I use the acrylic paint is that pastel usually rubs off, you know, it's powdery, but here now this is fixed, so I won't need to do anything with that. So it's fixed and ready to go, and what I like to do is add a little bit of white, strengthen the black, place a little bit more colour in, and we will have a beautiful print. So sit back, relax, and I'll show you how I go about it. Now while this is a little bit wet still, I'm just going to add a little bit of pastel in there, and that will adhere with the acrylic paint. Okay, beautiful. Very happy with that one. If there's any paint on your pastel, just give it a little wipe off. Okay, so now I'm just going to reinstate the charcoal for the black outline. It's still a little bit damp, so it's going to stay put on the paper when it mixes with that paint. Wonderful. Usually when I do this, I take all my white off, but I can just re-add that. So the secret is to do this when the paint is still wet, and the pastel will stay put. I'm just going to add in that white. Add a little bit of this green back in now. Now I'm going to let this dry, and I'm just going to reinstate the black inside those centres. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this little print off here. That's just beautiful. Actually, I've got a lovely little flower I'd like to put on this, so I'll show you that before we finish this session. So I was able to finish this up, just something very simple but very cute. So off camera I went on to make some more of the same image just to see how they would go. Exact same techniques, and I thought they've come up really lovely. I apologize I didn't have my camera on, but I look forward to seeing you in our second video where I will go into it a little bit more in depth, so you will see me doing some flowers inside a vase with the pastel and using some other techniques to enhance the process. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you for being with me during this journey, making these beautiful flowers. Have a happy arty time. Stay safe. Bye for now.